Do you ever feel limited by your financial resources, your physical limitations, or mistakes that you've made in your past? Maybe you've done time in the penal system, and now you feel like you have a permanent target on your back, dooming you to an unsuccessful future. Don't let that stop you from fulfilling your life's purpose. If you've been disappointed, you can get reappointed. Stop looking to yourself to accomplish your goals. You were made in God's image, and God isn't limited. Don't think of yourself as limited either. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us." Above all that we ask or think. Are you approaching the throne of God and asking for help? He can't exceed your petitions unless you're bringing them to him. Turn to him for help. He wants to bless you. According to 2 Chronicles 6 verse 9, the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself so that he may support those whose heart is completely his. Abraham felt limited. He and his wife Sarah were too old to have children. They were both well past their prime. Originally, Abraham's name was Abram. God changed his name to Abraham, which meant father of many nations. Anytime Sarah called him into the tent for lunch, she was prophesying over his life, reminding him that he was the father of many nations, even though the promised child Isaac hadn't manifested yet. God had made a binding blood covenant with Abraham, promising that he would be blessed with a child from his own loins, even though he was well into his senior years. Also, God brought Abraham out of his tent, where his thinking was limited to his temporary surroundings, and told him to look up at the stars. He was trying to get Abraham to change his focus from the present situation to his potential situation. God told him that his descendants would outnumber the stars. Abraham must have seen many more stars than we can these days. Remember, in those days there wouldn't have been the light pollution that we have now. There were no street lights, and cars hadn't been invented yet, so there weren't even any headlights or taillights. The night sky must have been glittering with stars, and each one represented a potential offspring. When you feel limited in life, look up like Abraham did. Look up to God and trust him to help you. Your spirit allows you to see vertically, from God's point of view. God sees the end from the beginning. He's excited in anticipation of all the victories that you haven't even tasted yet. Learn to look at life from a spiritual point of view rather than a fleshly perspective. Your flesh is limited to a horizontal view. It lets you see your present circumstances, often perceived as negative. Your flesh lets you see around you, but doesn't allow room to develop an internal vision of your innermost goals. A fleshly perspective will keep you stuck in the present, instead of looking through spiritual eyes to see the potential and joy of the future. Learn to see life from God's perspective. And lastly, I'm going to leave you with this thought. God will do above all that you ask or think. So dream big. Ask big. If your dream is small enough to accomplish without God's help, it's not big enough. Abraham and Sarah conceived and gave birth well into their senior years. In the natural, it was impossible for them to birth a son. So when they got their promised child, there was no doubt in anyone's mind that this was the work of God. He was the only one who could have gotten the glory from the birth of Isaac. It took supernatural intervention to make that happen. He did the impossible. Abraham and Sarah's age didn't limit them. They were still able to become parents, and through Isaac, the entire Jewish nation was born. Abraham's seed outnumbers the stars. Ephesians 3:20 tells us that God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we could ask or think. So increase your capacity to receive. Serve God with all your heart and go boldly to the throne of grace. Ask for something impossible. Believe for a baby. Believe for promotion on your job. Believe for the ability to succeed in your own business. Believe for freedom from debt. You're not limited when you have God. If God is for you, who can possibly be against you? See you next time on Kitty's Video Devotionals.